No, he wants Bigfoot found and stopped immediately.
Non-apologetic news. This week we're talking about crazy Karens. We have some possible news on Elden Ring. Plus we have Noodler news. All this and more today on Non-Apologetic News. And that's exactly how I want to start today. We have some Noodler news.
Noodler.
Are you aware what Noodler is?
I am.
Noodling is?
I am.
For those who aren't hillbillies, what you do is you get in a creek, body of water, Californians, and you find a hole that you think a fish lives in, right? So you jam your fist in there, and that big old son of a gun's gonna bite down, and then you pull them on out. That pretty accurate demonstration.
Yeah, it's a hell of a way to fish, because you never know if that's going to be a fish snagging onto you.
Yeah, it could be a copperhead. It could be just water moccasin. Yeah, anything. Yeah, you have no idea. Most of the guys don't even wear gloves. Yeah. That's crazy. Put on a pair of welding gloves and you'd be good. But here's what's happened. A noodler has been arrested for charges of murder.
What?
He went out on an expedition to find Bigfoot with his buddy Jim. Except Jim didn't come back.
What happened to Jim?
This guy, he told Jim's daughter, I killed him.
As simple as that?
Simple as that. So, police came and said, Billy Bob, is this true? I don't know his name, but they said, Billy Bob, is this true? He goes, yes, I'll even draw you a map to where his body is. So, here's how it all went down. They went out there to hunt the elusive Bigfoot. Both the guys get out there. Jimmy John and Billy get out there. And Jimmy John goes, you know what'd be great for hunting us some Bigfoot? Billy goes, what? Jimmy John? He goes, a dead body. Billy said, well, where are we going to get one of those? It's just me and you out here. Jimmy John killed him. And in case you're wondering, they did not find Bigfoot at all.
No.
Now, it does say in this article, and that's what makes it great, it says, Bigfoot is a mythical creature most commonly associated with the woods of northwestern United States and western Canada. In Oklahoma, a state legislator unsuccessfully tried last year to establish a Bigfoot hunting season. How do we elect these people? Like, I don't follow politics. Do we not know they're crazy when we elect them? Or do they just say some crazy shit and we're like,
that's the guy.
That's the guy right there. He don't put up with no guff.
No, he wants Bigfoot found and stopped immediately.
So I hear you might have something to say about Elden Ring in the news once again.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt because it's more than likely not true. All right, there's a leak through the Bandai Namco.
Now, was this when they were attacked by the hacker group? Is
yeah,
that what this
like
is?
some ransomware.
Now, the hackers released this, right? Or did Bandai?
No, this is the hacker release.
Is it Bandy or Bandai?
You know, I'm not really sure. I've only seen it. I've never heard anybody say it.
Yeah, no one we know but us even cares. It's a great thing to do a story on. But what did the would-be hackers have to say about this?
Well, supposedly the Elden Ring DLC, Barbarians of the Badlands.
It's a hot seller, that's what they are.
Yeah, it will be.
That's an awful name.
That sounds like a Tech 9 song.
Now, they did say if you scroll up, see what this is apparently all of next year's Bandai releases. And you see, scroll down to where it says Q1. It says they have Armored Core. Now, Armored Core is a game that From Software made before the Soul series. You were like robots. I'm not really sure. You shot lasers and it didn't look very fun. But they made like 4 of them. And there actually is like legitimate word that they're actually making another one, which, I don't know, kind of makes me sad. Like, give me like Bloodborne 2 or something, you know?
Right.
I don't want to play with robots, you know? What else do we have here, though? Anything interesting besides that?
Code Vein 2.
Now, Code Vein was great.
It was. I was disappointed, not in the game, that I got so far that, and then, I don't know, PlayStation messed up and wiped all.
Oh, that's right. You did have, because we were playing through that a bit together with the multiplayer. It was extremely tough, and it almost was in like an anime style, which kind of made me not want to play it for a while. But it was like the closest thing to the Soul series. Like, it actually played like a Souls game, and not like it was kind of like a Souls game, but no, it was just like it. I thought that was great. When did that come out? That's been like years ago, right?
Yeah, it's been several.
What else we got?
So all this saying it's not going to be until 2023,
Q3 too,
which is disappointing. And I remember you telling me all the Souls games, their DLC comes usually
around
with the,
6 months,
with the exception of Sekiro.
Dark Souls 3, they had 3 different DLCs, and each of them, if memory serves, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were like 20 hours a piece. Like, it was actually substantial. It wasn't
Like
just
damn near a whole
add-on.
other game.
Yeah, and then Bloodborne had, I think they only had the one, but they called it the Hunters, and it was pretty big. You know, it was a pretty lengthy thing. But Barbarians of the Badlands. Now, the little bit of reading I did on this said that I can't remember any of these bosses' names, but Godric, he was a barbarian who was from the Badlands, and I guess that's where the name supposedly comes from.
Godric, or was it Godfrey, the last one,
I
or
have
close
no
to the
idea,
last?
dude.
I see Godfrey being it. That's
Well,
the one that had the lion on his back when he started battling
you
him.
see all this stuff where they're like, yeah, Godfrey, he was banished for 40 days and
first Elden
40
Lord.
nights. And it's like, where did you get that from? I played the same game you did, and I didn't get any of that.
Apparently, there's a whole lore story on it. Like, there's YouTube videos. The dude at work watches them. Tells the whole story of each character. There's even lore and
Yeah, but are people just making that up as well?
that. I'm not sure.
Because that is an actual possibility. What else do we have here? We have Tekken. Oh, that was what I saw. Scroll down to that graphic that supposedly leaked. Okay, the thing I saw about this is, and this could be BS, I haven't checked this, I'm just assuming it's right. I didn't think about that until I started speaking, but that Tekken 8 logo, and we'll put it up here, apparently that's from a fan-made, like, Tekken trailer. Like, that's not even officially from Tekken, and apparently that's what makes it fake. Oh, and also, apparently the hackers had, taken all this information, and then they were telling Bandai that they wanted money.
Yeah.
So if they want money, why would they drop their nut, so to speak?
Maybe they have more information.
What more could they have?
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? Is there some scandal behind the scenes that we don't know about? I'm so sick of Hollywood scandals. But next up, we have our own non-Hollywood scandal from non-apologetic news. Let me ask you a question real quick.
All right.
Do you like Karens?
No. I hate them.
Have you ever liked a woman named Karen?
I don't even think I know a woman named Karen.
I feel bad for anyone that was like named Karen 5 years ago before this trend started, and now it's like, well, what's your name, cute little girl? Karen. It's like, So this couple saves up for 15 years to try to go and move in Hawaii. They were going to retire there. They thought this will be great, so they save up. Apparently, they never checked the prices of places in Hawaii because they found out they could only afford half of a duplex. So they move in. Apparently, the house was 7-bedroom, 3-bath, of which they had 5-bedroom, 2-bath. So someone else had 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and there was some sort of divider there. There was no divider in the backyard. It just looked like a big yard. But the person who had the small house, they only owned a little sliver, while these people owned like 90% of it. The people, we'll call this woman Sally and Karen just to keep it straight. So Sally comes home and Karen set up a big party in the entire backyard. And she's like, Karen, you could have asked me whatever. Apparently Karen starts yelling at her. The couple goes inside, and they're like, we'll deal with it. And then one by one, drunk people start going into their house saying all the bathrooms on the other side are occupied. Just stumbling in hammered, just pushing doors open and just gotta go. So they probably not politely kicked them out. Sure enough, Karen comes over. How dare you embarrass me? Don't you ever do that. So they thought, we're going to build a fence. But they didn't want Karen to know they were building a fence. So they started doing like a big gazebo and a deck add-on onto the ocean or the pier, whatever it was. And Karen's like, oh, that's great. I'm going to get to use that. So the last thing the people did was put up the planks for the fence. She comes out yelling and screaming, calls the police, causes them a bunch of trouble. Of course, the fence goes up. This woman's very unhappy. She was breaking into their cars. She was just leaving notes, you'll be next, and just threatening stuff. So here's what Sally did. Sally went and got an extension on their loan and bought the entire house, and then went over, and they did it under a corporation's name to where Karen knew it had gotten bought out and they were going to have a new landlord, but it was like Supertronics LLC or something. And then right after it closed, she goes over there and says, hey, your lease is up next month. I'd appreciate if you get out of here. I'm now the owner. And she kicked Karen out. And she now lives happily with her family in a 7-bedroom, 3-bath home.
Go Sally.
So, you know, and I couldn't help but thinking, where's Karen at these days? I will say, wherever she is,
He's pissed.
whoever is around her is hating their life. So if you are a Karen, could you please stop it? We just don't need that. I can't get enough of these Karen stories. I'm not gonna lie. I watch like the YouTube compilations. It'll be like Karens get pwned, and it'll just be someone coming up, and they're always like a lawyer or a doctor. You know, and like it comes up a lot more with like during the pandemic with the mask and stuff. I will not breathe in my own CO2. That will cause deadly. And then the police will show up and be like, shut up. Wear your mask or get out. You know. So we're going to end this episode with saying be kind to your neighbors. Whatever you are in this life, please do not be a Karen. We will be right back right here in these same 2 seats next Wednesday. We hope you join us. Like and subscribe. We are Non-Apologetic News. Good night, everyone. Non-Apologetic News.